morning and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, August 22nd. Our top stories for the day. Wes is going to tell us all about Donald, the chosen one, Trump, and his Chinese negotiations.
Yeah, the Messiah is doing work.
Wait, is he negotiating with China, or you're saying there's something weird about his negotiations?
He's
Like, hey, what's up, man?
All of that, really.
Doing some Chinese negotiations
taking
over there.
care of him.
Okay, actual China. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Pat and I will take us through a news buffet of other headlines. Take it away, Wes.
All right, well, guys, it's official. Our president, Donald Trump, is in fact the chosen one, a belief that many in his base already believed wholeheartedly, especially after a case of Bud Heavy around the campfire while roasting their fresh venison backstraps.
Worst part about it is I feel like the ones that actually think he's the chosen one, not drinkers.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I think there's definitely been some, like, glasses of whiskey, maybe not Bud Heavies, but glasses of whiskey around the campfire, like a little tear, a little twinkle in somebody's eye, and like right before he tells his buddy, like, I think Trump was sent here by God,
straight from the Lord.
You know what? I believe it too.
Yeah,
just like this whiskey and this deer we killed.
That's right,
and everything.
Sounds good to me. And that
Your
belief
friendship.
was confirmed today during an interview when President Trump, while looking to the heavens, confirmed he is the chosen one by saying, "I am the chosen one." The proclamation came while President Trump addressed reporters' questions on the trade war with China. President Trump was explaining to reporters that China has stolen over $500 billion over the past 5 or 6 years from the U.S. He added they have also stolen intellectual property on top of that. He said that many before him should have taken care of this problem, but hadn't. And as he turned and looked to the sky, he said, "Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one." So he's just saying he's the guy that's going to do it. So I've watched the video. You guys have seen the video.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, He's clearly making a joke, but liberals are of course turning this into him actually believing that he is not just the man who will take care of the trade problem with China, but that President Trump thinks he is the Messiah, the chosen one, or some godlike figure.
Yeah. Well, he's making a joke, but it's clearly like also a nod to the evangelical crowd who like do say he's the chosen one.
Yeah.
So it's like a joke, but it's not a joke.
But also he's just trying to piss off the Dems.
Yeah.
At the same time. He's making
Right.
their
It's a triple whammy.
I don't
Three
think it was
birds.
that at all. I don't think it was that at all. I think he was sitting there saying, like, someone has to do it. I'm doing it. I'm the chosen one. Like, it was just Trump being big.
Right.
And he's right. China stole a fuck ton of money from the United States through investment scams, through a loophole where American companies could buy into Chinese companies that a lot of times didn't even exist, and they did jack all our intellectual property. It's fucked up.
So you don't think he gives nods to the evangelicals and like QAnon and stuff and the things he says?
Everything that he's doing right now is this is what's bothering me about Trump right now. It's like he's right about China, and whether or not presidents had the opportunity to do stuff before him, debatable, maybe. He's dealing with it. I'm glad that he's punishing China for sure, but then like he can't say something that's good about the country without being like, "What do you want, Joe? You want Sleepy Joe?" Which he goes and attacks, and he was joking about the chosen one thing, but then he went on to say, which was like he kind of lost me. He was like, "I was put here by the people to do a great job."
Well, he's saying he's the chosen one. Joe's definitely not.
But
that's his point there.
Right, but he's saying no. I think he's saying I'm the chosen one. Like the responsibility fell
Right.
on me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Trump is the chosen one according to Trump, not Sleepy Joe.
Right. Well, this is just another reason that Dems, of course, think that Trump is delusional. Maybe they should try putting someone other than like a creepy hair-sniffing, uncomfortable child-kissing gaff factory of an old man like Joe Biden against him if they want him out.
Remember when he compared poor kids to black kids?
That was like a week ago, yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. So before ending his interview with reporters, the chosen one grabbed a glass of water, waved his tiny hands over it, and miraculously turned it into wine.
Hey, Wes, real quick.
Incredible. Yes.
So you right there were taking a little shot at Biden, saying like maybe somebody else would have a better chance. We established yesterday that we all kind of think Liz Warren wouldn't have much of a shot. Who do you think? Is there anybody in that pack of losers that you think?
No. I don't think anyone has a shot.
I mean, look, in no reality I ever could imagine Trump would have been our president. He's not supposed to be our president. You pick 100 guys, 1,000 guys, 1,000,000 guys that could be better presidents than Trump. Probably Joe Biden as well. But the truth is, it's who can politic the best, and probably Joe can. That's why Trump's president, because he can politic the best, and Joe could probably politic the best out of the Dems, in my opinion.
I don't think anyone's going to beat him as far as what he's done so far for the economy.
You may be right.
So
you may be right.
Yeah. So Pat might be right. He might have re-upped his Adderall prescription. Maybe he had some sweet sex with Melania. He was on fire, though.
Well, we know he didn't have sex with Melania.
You're
He
right.
definitely re-upped up his
It was the
Adderall
Adderall.
prescription. Yeah.
So, like Pat said, he was put here by the people to do a great job. That's what he's doing, according to him.
No one's done a better job than him. He capped that off.
Yeah, so following his statements, Beijing, hearing of these statements, called on Washington to just simmer down a little bit, with China's foreign ministry spokesman, Gang Shuang, saying, quote, "We hope the United States will meet China halfway," saying that Beijing wanted to, quote, "work out a resolution that is acceptable to both sides on the basis of mutual respect and equal treatment."
Yeah, how about you give us our money back, you motherfuckers? You're a government that has its hand in every goddamn business happening in your country. You could easily return the money that was stolen from U.S. investors.
That's not going to happen. So
Yeah, but don't they like also? It's like a really more complicated than that too. It's not just that money. Don't they own a lot of our debt too?
yes, they do.
Yeah.
So China, of course, wants the U.S. to lift its tariffs before an agreement can be made, and the U.S. wants to keep those tariffs in place to ensure that China lives up to their end of whatever bargain might be made, hopefully in the future. President Trump also told reporters, quote, "Whether it's good for our country or bad for our country, short term, it had to be done. Someone had to take on China for what it was doing to the United States economically."
Well, and he's the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
He's the guy. He's our guy. So he has backed off on some of the tariffs, saying he did not want to cause an economic strain during the upcoming holiday season. So he's not only the chosen one, but he's also Santa Claus, because he's giving the gift of fatter pockets during the time of gift giving. So this guy's he's just truly amazing.
You guys
Must be
know-
nice. He's also the king of Israel. Did you
Right,
see
true.
that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a real weird thing that he got Netanyahu to kind of come out and essentially. Anyway, you guys know I'm not a Trump guy, but I will say of anyone, I want Trump fighting with China. Someone had to do it. If he makes his whole presidency about battling with China, fuck yeah, awesome. Because fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean he's trying to get better trade deals like he campaign on. So you
Well, he was
can't
also-
fault him for that.
He was also saying, that China doesn't want to wait for someone like Sleepy Joe, because they're just losing jobs at an astronomical, level right now. So they don't want to wait. They want to get a deal done. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, the protests are still raging and turning violent as protesters gathered in the same subway system that just 1 month ago, was the anniversary, was the site of the first violent attack on them by local gangs associated with organized crime. And wouldn't you know it, things got out of hand again, with protesters overturning trash cans and vending machines in anticipation of a clash with police that were waiting outside. But luckily, the police never rushed in, so no one was hurt, I don't believe, and it never really escalated. So, but things are still crazy over there in Hong Kong.
You got to think on the bright side here, which is what a great excuse to not go to work if you're working in Hong Kong and you have to take the subway.
yeah.
You're definitely calling your boss and be like, "Boss, I can't.
Oh,
I take the
definitely
subway to
not
work."
working.
You don't want me to get hurt, do you?
Exactly.
And talk about a guy who's having a shitty month. President Xi. That's got to suck. He's dealing with Hong Kong and Trump simultaneously. Not fun for him.
No, he's ruling the country of China like Jeffrey Epstein, doing whatever the fuck he wants.
He's emperor for life. So I mean that part's very great for him. But
Yeah.
this month not so great.
Yeah, not so great. And Trump's just letting him deal with it. So, going to the internet, Barry Satterfield says, and that is exactly what the Antichrist is supposed to proclaim. It has been written, and that's all, folks. Cue the 4 horsemen. And it's funny, these comments that after this chosen one thing were all just calls for Trump to just be killed. I mean, literally, it was like, let's kill him and see what happens.
People still believe in the Antichrist.
Claims he's the Messiah. I mean, that's what you're gonna.
Yeah.
You claim that. Claim that. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, and then one comment, Jason Klekovic, which is one of many just similar to this, says, "Let's tack him to a cross. Wait 3 days and see what happens." So this guy's just calling for the assassination of the president by crucifixion.
Well, when you call yourself like a prophetic figure, I mean, you're kind
come
of
on.
setting yourself up for those
the
guys.
chosen one. He didn't say he was God. He
Hold on, Jason. Jesus died on the cross, and then they put him in a cave, and then he resurrected. So I put him on the cross ain't going to tell us much,
Yeah, I don't think Trump would last more than a couple hours.
No, I think he's a tough son of a bitch.
Anyway,
Get him
so
a Diet
that's
Coke
what's
and a
going
Big
on.
Mac. He's happy. All right, news buffet? The buffet?
Pat, take us over to the buffet.
All right, guys. Major League Baseball and drugs, they go together like syringes and butt cheeks. The players' love for substances and their limited athleticism is probably why I've identified with them so closely. So needless to say, when I was not shocked when it came out this week that 2 former MLB players have been accused of being involved in an international drug ring. But unfortunately, it seems that it wasn't just harmless old steroids they were messing with. It was real drugs.
Talking cocaine. What are we talking?
I'm talking cocaine. I'm talking opioids. I'm talking whatever you need, Wes.
Baseball, I mean, one of
gonna
those
ring.
sports where not only is it advantageous to do steroids, but you also don't have to run or move a lot, so you can do other drugs as well.
Totally.
On your days off. You know?
You don't have anyone dropping acid and doing a perfect game like Doc Watson. I will say this as well, Will. You brought up a good point. Doing steroids is advantageous for baseball players. I have a theory that if I was a high school baseball player that had any sort of talent, that's when I'm doing my cycle. Because the odds of making it to the pros are so slim, the real payoff is a collegiate athletic scholarship.
Just got to get one contract.
Yeah, that's it, and then you're out. Then you're just Colt McCoy in it the rest of your career. The accused players are former journeyman pitcher and World Series champ with the Cardinals, Octavio Dotel, as well as Luis Castillo. Now, I'm not going to clarify which major leaguer named Luis Castillo I'm talking about because I think it makes the story more fun that way.
How many are there?
There's at least 2.
Don't these guys get pretty good pensions from being in the major leagues for all
I don't
those
think
years?
there's a pension.
There's got to be. Doesn't every major sport have a good pension?
I don't think they have good pensions. I think it's more like, hey, we're going to pay you more than pretty much anyone has ever made in the world. Don't fuck it up.
There's got to be some.
But you know what happens, Wes?
They fuck it up.
Yeah, they fuck it up.
They start a drug ring, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. The men who are both Dominican were implicated along with 13 others in what the Dominican Attorney General has called, quote, one of the most important drug trafficking structures in the Caribbean region. The men assisted in money laundering as well as helping to smuggle drugs from the Dominican to the United States. It is unclear if the men smuggled the drugs by throwing them from one country to another. So we're still waiting to hear on that.
They did have some cannons.
Yeah, strong arms. The organization is headed up by the kingpin Cesar Peralta, who is also known as Cesar the Abuser, which is, straightforward and unoriginal.
It's a sweet
name,
nickname, though.
Yeah, it gets
the
the job
Abuser.
done.
The guy you want to avoid.
Yeah. Anyway, Cesar's been known to authorities for years for running cocaine, opioids, as well as women, and he's been doing some sex trafficking. Yeah, Dotel, he was placed under arrest in the Dominican, while Castillo remains undetained at his home in Florida. He was, quote, shocked when he heard that he was named in the ring. The exact charges they will be facing are still not clear. This is a developing story.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see what they got caught with because that'll mean a lot, I guess. All right, Lincoln County, Nevada, home to Area 51, the famous UFO military base, has unanimously passed a county commission vote that Storm Area 51 is going to be a state of emergency if it indeed does happen on September 20th.
They declared a county state of emergency. There are 4 people on that
preemptive
board?
County state of emergency. Yeah, 4 county commissioners because it's a county of like 5,000 people.
Right,
so.
and I guarantee that of the 4 of them, they also serve as the head of police, the head of the fire department, the doctor, and the mayor.
They don't see what an influx of money this is going to be for them.
What do you think that's what?
Well,
they're
yeah,
doing?
but they can't even collect the bills. They don't have enough people to take the cards or the bills. Anyways, the preemptive state of emergency will allow the county to drop as many as 5,200 people to assist them with collecting all that money, I guess. Should they actually be stormed by the 2 million people who RSVP'd to storm Area 51? I don't think nearly 2 million are showing up. I think it's just about 20,000 people who are going to a concert called Alien Stock in Rachel, Nevada, which is inside that county.
You gotta imagine that's a shitty lineup. Who's playing Alien Stock?
I don't know, but I know that Donnie has got to go to it, and so we're going to hear about it next week when he comes on the show.
That's awesome.
Blink 182, the guy from Blink 182 will be there.
Tom DeLonge. You also gotta you really gotta just be really amazed that 4 people are running a county and can just throw a vote out there and get assistance from the state. It's a lot of power in 4 men's hands.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nobody. It's a bunch of nothing, and then a big military base. And
I'd be doing that shit all the time. If I got lonely, I'd be declaring a state of emergency.
I think you have to have a reason.
Do you, Will?
Yeah, like Storm Area 51. All right, that's it for that story.
Okay, guys, in the least surprising story of the year, a man has been mauled to death by his own captive lions at a game reserve in South Africa.
Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time. 70-year-old Leon Van Bilgen was killed at the Malhalla View Lion Lodge as he attempted to fix a broken fence in the lion enclosure. Who would have guessed? I assume on his way to fix the fence that was keeping in the lions. Someone said something to the effect of like, "Be careful, Leon." To which Leon responded, "Oh, it'll be nothing. The lions respect me. I'm the Lion Man," which was his nickname, the Lion Man, that he was affectionately known by.
Yeah, Leon the Lion Man.
Leon the Lion Man. Yeah,
Hey,
neighbors.
if you're named the Lion Man, the Grizzly Man, the whatever man, that fucking animal is going to kill you. That's going
Right.
to be your death.
But you got to imagine that that's kind of what they want when they start going by that moniker.
You think so? Like
yeah,
they're
absolutely.
imagining getting killed by the animals they love?
What a sweeter fate, you know. What a sweeter
I
fate.
guess.
Suffer
Being mauled by lions would be great.
Anyway, neighbors from nearby lodges responded and tried to help the victim, but unfortunately, he was being attacked by lions. It's not a lot you can do there. According to the lodge website, they kept 3 lions, one named Rambo, one named Katrin, and one named Nikita. Now, it's pretty obvious that Rambo was involved, but no word on if and how Katrin and Nikita may have come into play. There's little hope for answers now, as all 3 of them are dead. They had to put them down. So, sad day for the lodge.
At least I got a good last meal. All right.
What happened to your uncle? What was his name? Lion Man? Oh, he got killed by his own lions?
Yeah, what do you think happened to Lion Man? Thanks for asking.
Turns to the guy and they're like, "You owe me $100."
All right. Next up, it's that time of the week again. No, not the day you forgot to take out the trash, but
What
the
day
day
is your trash day, by the way, Wes?
They come on Monday morning.
Yeah, likely story. Sorry, Will, you were
Once
saying.
a week.
Does Wes have a big pile up going on
All
over
the
there?
time, man.
Got 2 recycling bins for all the beer cans.
And it's not enough.
Well, yeah, the hard factor tends to go through some beer cans.
We go
Anyways,
hard.
this is the day of the week that Predict It resets the line on how many times at Real Donald Trump will tweet this week. That's between noon on August 21st and noon on August 28th. And it looks like he's done about a dozen tweets in the first 8 hours that market's been open. So that's a great pace. That's over a tweet an hour, which is why over 160 tweets throughout the week is the favorite at 34 cents a share to buy. But maybe he'll have a relaxing weekend, put the phone down a little bit, and 150 to 159 tweets will hit, and that's only 15 cents a share to buy. Both pretty good values.
This is a great bet to watch, because if you watch it, it will go up dramatically in the different stages of like 150, 159, and then once it starts to end, then you really start to know what's going to happen. But you can bet on just the various stages, and it will go up pretty high.
And that's what's cool.
Yeah, and you could trade it out, too.
Yeah,
you can trade sell it. Yeah. But Will, I will say this: I don't think he's gonna have a quiet weekend, because I think he's gonna lean into the Messiah thing. Maybe dabble with the Christian right base, and also, as we alluded to, he read up his Adderall, which is gonna dramatically increase his transmissions.
That's going to get the throughput going. Also, if his entire presidency has been a good indicator, he probably is not going to cool off. He's probably not going to tone it down. Anyways, don't forget to go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get $20 matched on your first deposit on us, so you can get in on the stock market of political futures with us. That's Predict It. It's a really fun place to lay down some political wagers. So enjoy.
Hopefully the Danish prime minister calls him a pussy or something, and then just bet on the over.
Oh yeah, big time. All right, guys, the Amazon rainforest, which is perhaps best known as the setting for the less popular sister game to the Oregon Trail, is burning at an alarming rate. And to be honest, I can't think of a rate of something burning that isn't alarming, but this rate is especially bad.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like if a rainforest is on fire, that sounds terrible. Like it's raining on the forest. It's not supposed to be able to catch on fire, right?
Yeah, I think maybe we have a lazy rainforest situation here. The rainforest is burning at the highest rate since Brazil's National Institute for Space Research, or the INPE, which makes no sense. They kind of screwed the acronym up there, began tracking the fires back in 2013. And in addition to the fires, it's kind of concerning how far behind the times Brazil was in the space race. Anyway, the agency reported that the fires are up 84% compared to this time last year. So that's pretty fucking bad.
And I just found out Brazil has a space research program.
Yeah. To give some context, more than 1.5 soccer fields of Amazon rainforest are being destroyed by the fires every minute of every day. And guys, I'm not really an expert in anything. You guys know that, but I have tried unsuccessfully to light a few green leaves on fire on a number of occasions, and that, coupled with Brazil's NASA being the one that are ringing the alarm, makes me suspicious there might be some sort of like new kind of fire, like some sort of maybe alien fire. More on that soon.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it has to be pretty intense to catch like live rainforest trees on fire.
Yeah, something doesn't add up. You know what I mean? Well, let's get to why losing the Amazon is such a big deal. The forest is often referred to as the planet's lungs, as it produces roughly 20% of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. And being that Elon Musk's Mars colony is at least 6 months away from being a reality, this could create some serious problems. The Amazon is vital to slowing global warming, and not to mention it has a ton of weird-ass life and species, including 1 million people that live in the fucking forest. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they must be pissed.
Those videos of those indigenous tribes in the middle, and they see like the undercover watching the guy that's never seen like a person in his whole life.
Man,
crazy.
I would be so terrified that a dart was going to hit my neck at any second.
Yeah, once you
I would just be constantly blocking my neck with my hands,
like
thinking a dart was coming at me.
It's already too late once you've spotted one.
Oh shit! Did you hear that dart? Like every 5 minutes.
Yep. Guys, environmental groups are blaming the fires on Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro, because of his track record of relaxing environmental controls as well as overtly encouraging deforestation, which, according to reports, claims 1 soccer field every minute. That's on top of the fires. Fun fact, Brazil is the official unit of measure in Brazil is a football field for everything. Bolsonaro
football, please.
Football, excuse me. Bolsonaro isn't taking the criticism lying down. Last week, the president fired the head of the NIPE after he claimed that deforestation had grown 88% in the last year, which Bolsonaro dismissed as, quote, lies. Yeah, and then on Wednesday, Bolsonaro explained that the fires were probably set by non-government organizations as part of a conspiracy to make his administration look bad. So there's that.
So that sounds like you can't believe anybody ever in that entire situation. Like, who knows who's telling the truth? They're all saying everybody else is lying.
Oh, yeah. Brazil's the worst.
All right. Finally, our last story of the day. I'd like to formally announce preemptively that if I am offered a high-ranking position within the Space Force, that I will be leaving Hard Factor to serve my country. So
I respect that decision. Well, I don't like it, but I respect it.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen because I have no military experience and no qualifications to be offered a high position in the Space Force. But if it does happen, I need to let you know now because the Space Command, which is like the Space Force's daddy, it's the thing that starts before the Space Force, it's the leadership for the Space Force, is starting on August 29th. That's just a little over a week away, with Air Force General John Raymond at the helm of the Space Command. So that's a nice development. Mike Pence announced that development saying, quote, the United States Space Force will ensure that our nation is prepared to defend our people, defend our interests, and to defend our values in the vast expanse of space and here on Earth with the technologies that will support our common defense for the vast reaches of outer space. After which, Pence went on to unveil his plan for converting homosexual Martians that Elon Musk frees from the ice when he nukes Mars to heterosexual Martians.
You got to get ahead of it. I respect that because Pence doesn't know, where homosexuals are coming from. They're coming out of the woodwork. Elon Musk, he nukes Mars. It could just unleash a whole
coming from all angles at Pence.
He's got to get his intergalactic conversion therapy ready. He's got to get his intergalactic gospel the whole campaign ready. He's got a lot of work to do.
And imagine how horny those gay Martians are going to be. They've been locked up in ice for God knows how long. They're going to be running out there ready to fuck each other.
Mm-hmm. Also, the USA is trendsetters because we announced our Space Force like a year ago, and then France just like a month ago announced that they're also going to make a Space Force. So,
classic France.
I mean, I don't know about that. What do you guys think? I mean, it feels a little weird having somebody else make a Space Force 1 year later.
I don't know exactly what a Space Force really involves.
Yeah, no one does, Wes. I think that it's a bad move on the French government because they should know that French people in space is going to lead to all the French people in space dying in space. There's no way that there's a successful French.
You can't smoke mission inside your astronaut suit.
We're all gonna get smoked out.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I think it's a little weird they're copying us. Anyways, Trump and Pence, all they have to do now is secure funding from Congress to get the Space Force going, which as well as they work with Nancy Pelosi, I'm sure that's just going to work out just fine. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. As always, thank you for listening. Remember to hit the Barstool store to get your soft corner tea before they're all gone. Sign up to attend the live Power Hour on September 4th in Austin, Texas, if you live there or if you're going to be there that night. If not, just prepare mentally to drink really hard or kind of hard on a Wednesday night. And be sure to follow us at Hard Factor News on Twitter and Instagram. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.